I'm
But
It's
I'm not
hardly a
sure.
challenge, it's a 3-bedroom semi. Well, you're right. Compared to some of the sophisticated deals you do, this is like almost, is it too simple for you or something? Can't you see it, the wood from the trees?
So Masood is entering the den to face the 5 property angels as he tries to secure £410,000 worth of funding. It's a property in West London. It's a distressed property which is buying below market value. He's looking to do a little bit of renovation and flip it. The problem is he don't have the cash, and that's why he's on Property Elevator. So what you're about to see was first shown on Property Elevator, a pitching show on Sky TV where budding property entrepreneurs pitch for funding to fund their property projects. Now what I'm going to play for you is the pitch as it was shown on TV, but I'm going to give you the benefit of my sort of commentary and background analysis as well. The property angels who Masood will be trying to impress are John Howard, Helen Chorley, Paul Mahoney, Nicholas Wallwork, and myself, Ranjan Bhattacharya. If this is the first Property Elevator pitch video you've seen, then make sure you binge watch all the other pitches in this playlist and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon because we upload new pitches quite frequently and there's plenty to learn from watching them. Now let me pass you over to Elizabeth Warburton, the show's presenter, who has a little chat to Masood before he comes in to face us angels.
Hi Masood, welcome to Property Elevator.
Hi Lizzie,
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Can you tell us a little bit about the deal and what you're after today from our angels?
It's a 3-bedroom semi-detached house over in West London. I'm looking to just add another bedroom and another bathroom, fully renovate the property as it's in a sort of distressed condition at the moment.
Okay.
Hopefully looking to flip it or sell it on for profit following the completion of the project.
How much investment are you looking for today?
410,000. Looking for 100% of the financing of the build costs and the purchase, hold and sale costs with a profit split at the end.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Let me know how you get on at the end.
Cheers, Lizzie.
Masood is coming in now. He would like us to invest in a semi-detached derelict property. Shall we find out?
Derelict, I can hardly see it. It looks covered in foliage. I mean, it's a very interesting landscape garden to say the least.
What the story is? Welcome. Thank you very much for coming today. Could you please say a bit about yourself, your experience, and what the deal is you wish us to fund today?
My name is Masood. I'm a physiotherapist, and today I'm here to seek 100% financing for a project. It's a 3-bedroom semi-detached property over in West London. Gross development value is around about 510,000, with a profit margin estimating around 100 gross profit around 100,000.
Isn't that excellent start? Yeah, very, very clear. It says what he does for a living. He's telling us exactly what he wants from the angels in terms of the amount of money. He's telling us the gross development value, the end value of the project once it's done, and he's telling us the actual profit margin that's in it for the investors. Very clear and very concise introduction to his pitch. Well done.
Outside of my job, I run Facebook advertising campaigns for clients. It's a business that I started outside of my job. So it's like generating leads for small to medium-sized businesses. I've just completed my first refurbishment project.
Now that's an interesting side hustle for a physiotherapist. He generates leads for small businesses on Facebook. Now let's see whether he sourced this particular property lead using Facebook.
Was a 2-bedroom mid-terrace house in Liverpool.
And what I like about you is that you're a true entrepreneur. You've got lots of other things going on, which is great, and you've learnt from that first project. This is your second project.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more about the second project, really in terms of the cost, how much you're spending on it, what are you buying it for and what you're spending on it.
This deal had only arisen in the past 1.5 weeks.
Yep.
I was actually going to present a different deal today, but I realised that the vendor...
This one's better.
This one's better.
Excellent.
And it was more likely to happen.
Great.
The purchase price hasn't been agreed yet.
Right.
The reason why is we don't have access to the inside of the property, and I haven't made an offer as of yet.
That's good, because in a way, because you know, with the experience and the advice we can give you now, that can be hopefully negotiated better.
John's absolutely spot on with that comment. It's great that he hasn't negotiated and firmed up the price just as yet, because there's quite a lot to it's very, very difficult to offer on a property when you haven't seen the interior. There can be all sorts of horrors there which can affect the viability of the project. So if you haven't seen the interior, it's not a great idea. And particularly when you saw the external pic with all that tree growth around it, there may be some root damage and all the rest of it. So there are lots of unknowns to this particular project. It's very, very sensible that he hasn't made a firm offer yet without checking out whether he can actually raise funding for it from the angels in the den. So let's see how he gets on.
It's a 3-bedroom semi. The vendor has told me that there is an extension at the rear, about 3-4 meters long.
Yep.
I think I did take another picture which shows from the side.
So what are you going to spend on, about 60, 70 grand to refurbish it, something like that?
I spoke to a few builders.
Yep.
Again, it's hard to estimate, but about 90,000.
90k.
Put a conservative figure.
Okay, that sounds plenty to me. Okay, so you're in probably 400-ish, and you think it's worth 500?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds. Paul, do you want to start off and?
Yeah. I suppose just stress test some of those numbers. Like, how confident are you in that sort of purchase price? Is that based on your discussions to date, or?
Yeah, so I have spoken with the vendor around the price. No offer has been made just of yet because, as I mentioned, for the reasons, for no access and just a little bit.
Sorry, did you mention why there is no access?
After speaking with the vendor, he has told me that there were intruders or people who had gone into the property and changed the locks.
Right.
So he doesn't have access to.
Are they still in there, or are they gone?
From what I understand, they have gone at the moment, and he's recently, in the past few days, consulted with the police to get access to it.
You mentioned about.
That's actually not a bad thing at all. When there's intruders in the place and all the rest of it, what happens is that some vendors get very stressed out by all this sort of thing, and as soon as they get the place back, they really want a shot of it before someone else basically intrudes in the place. It clearly hasn't been occupied for a long time, and whoever owns the property is clearly concerned about it being broken into, and that's why he's very, very open to an offer.
About you're looking for 100% finance. I assume that would be either cash or a mixture of cash and finance to fund the deal.
Yes.
I suppose a question on that would be, you've done a deal before. Why is there none of your own cash going in?
Because the property that I have just refurbished is on the market this week. I've just put it on. The carpets were fitted on Monday. Hopefully going to try and sell that within the next few weeks.
To be fair, Paul, that's why he's here, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I suppose from my perspective, personally, I'd always want a business partner to have some skin in the game, because otherwise it's too easy to walk away if something goes wrong.
Yes, I think it's an excellent find. I just want to probe a little bit how you found it, because this is off market, isn't it? This came from your advertising?
So I put an advertisement on Facebook asking people within local areas within London, which is West London.
Very clever, I like that. Yeah.
Now, if you're a property investor and you want to get bargain deals, this is a fantastic way to get them. The very, very best deals that you'll get are going to be off market. Now, you can use newspaper ads, you can do leaflets, you can do Google ads, and also Facebook ads. The wonderful thing about Facebook ads is they can be laser targeted by location and also by recipient. So it's very, very easy to target people who may be wanting to sell properties in a given area. So full credit to Masood for trying this great strategy for finding off-market properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I asked them if they had or seen any properties similar to this. So I just took a picture of Google. If you find anything like this, overgrown gardens, broken windows, the worst house you can think of, I'm interested. I'll pay you £1,000 referral fee, and I got a number of referrals.
Fantastic.
You've actually.
Now that is absolutely terrific, because what he's done is he's not actually advertising directly to the owners of the properties, because that is sometimes the problem. The owners of the properties may not actually be living in that property. So in this case, for example, the owner of that property clearly isn't living there. What he's done is he's advertised to the people living in that property who walk by it, who jog by it every day and can see that it's physically distressed. And that is a very, very shrewd move.
Spoken to the seller, you get their motivation.
So I have met with them twice so far. The reason I didn't want to discuss the price is really because I felt it wasn't necessary at that stage. I felt it was really just for me to get to know the vendor and to understand the story.
I like the tactics, I like it, yeah.
Would you be, I mean, all this stuff with planning for the loft, have you actually considered just literally tidying up, making it into a nice family house?
Bang it out.
Bang it out really quickly.
So what we're talking about there is that it's clear that he's got an off-market deal, a distressed property from a motivated seller. And it's clear that there's significant seller motivation there to basically sell the property to Masood. Now, what I'm trying to get to here is he trying to overcomplicate this deal? Because where is Masood making his profit? Now, there's an old saying in property, which is you make your money when you buy. So he is making his money from finding this property off market from a motivated seller, which is distressed, and buying it below market value. Is it really worth making a little bit of money from refurbing it, from all that time, cost and hassle of actually refurbing it? He's made a significant amount from actually sourcing that property BMV, lock that profit in, put it in the bag and bang it out, basically. Leave the refurbishment to the next guy. That's what we're saying here. And that's often what happens on this show. People come into the den and pitch a particular project, and sometimes they leave after the angels have contributed other ideas and other approaches to getting the best out of that deal. And it comes out as a completely different proposition from what they went in. And that's the exciting thing about Property Elevator. If you think this is a good deal, or if you would have invested in this, let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure you smash that like button. It helps us out on YouTube.
Exiting and moving on.
Yes, I have. However, because we don't have access, I don't know what the interior looks like, and I don't know the layout. If I was able to have a look and I can see, okay, we can maybe change out a little bit of maybe take a wall down or something.
It would just be a 3-bedroom semi. Do it as quick as possible and sell it as quick as possible.
For me, this is a turning project.
Yeah.
You turn it and move on.
Yep.
Because the opportunity...
Nice to see John agreeing with me there. This is just bang it out and forget about it, really. Your profit is in buying well.
Here is the fact that you've sourced it off market, you've sourced a distressed property. That's where your uplift is coming from. And then it's just turning it round and banging it out as quickly as possible.
Clear it out, tidy it all up, make it livable, but not spend 5,000 on it, not 40 or 50 or 60, and whack it in an auction.
It's exactly what I was thinking as well, but I didn't want to
That came from the seminar as well, I expect.
Yeah.
I love the area. I've literally just funded a deal very similar to this in that area, so it's a great choice, and I love the way your mind thinks kind of outside of the box.
Bit worrying. This seems to be a number of angel investors piquing their interest, if you like, in this particular project. I wonder whether Masood is actually going to get funding for this. Stay tuned and we'll find out.
There's kind of maybe two things for me that I'm a little hesitant on. So skin in the game is one of them with Paul. The reason why I funded this previous deal there was because the chap that I work with, he's got his thing, he's got his patch, and I know, and I've seen, kind of the experience in it. I
get where Helen's coming from on this, but I'm not sure I would view the skin in the game issue as being too much of an issue. Because in my view, what Masood is bringing to the party here is a deal where he's buying it at a distressed price. So the equity is built in on day one. In terms of a below market value deal. That's the way I would interpret this particular offer.
I like your enthusiasm. I like, you're very real. Maybe a little too inexperienced for me, but could be a great, as John and the guys say, could be a really great project for you.
I love things like this that are clearly run down, potentially straightforward. Yeah. And I think the word potential
Simple.
Is what are you going to find when we pull it back? If it is as simple as
you worry
plaster a few walls.
Goodness me, it's a semi. What more do you want?
Well, it could have half the walls falling down.
1940, 1950.
No, listen, I agree with Nick. It's falling apart, mate.
It could be absolutely falling apart.
That was me just trying to put off the other angels, by the way. I know that's a rock solid house. I mean, they were built well. I mean, there's not much to bother about. As long as you kind of ensure any potential downside by buying well in the first place, you're good to go.
You worry about crossing the road, some of you, don't you? Goodness me, come on. We're meant to be entrepreneurs here. You know, we are risk takers to a point, stacked in our favour, but we are risk takers. That's how we've made our money.
I love taking risk, and I love the way you found the property. You know, it's very creative. You've gone out there, you've got something off market. I think that's a huge selling point here, because you've got time to, cut the deal you want. It's a tricky one.
Are you going to make an offer or not, Nicholas? Do you reckon?
I like the challenge. But
it's
I'm not sure.
Hardly a challenge, it's a 3-bedroom setting.
Well, you're right.
Compared to some of the sophisticated deals you do, this is like almost, is it too simple for you or something? Can't you see it, the wood from the trees? I know it, by the way, it's all from the trees. I can understand why you can't see it.
I've always wanted a new shopping trolley.
Literally.
You know, I've always wanted a new shopping trolley. So that's tempting.
Look, I think, get on with it. Are you in or out?
It's not one for me, and I'm trying to find the right reason why not, because it's...
So am I.
I like the challenge. I think there's just not enough detail. I think if you come today having seen inside the property and you'd got a proper builder's quote and you knew there was no problems, then I could go, right, these numbers are real. At the moment, it's like this 90 grand could be 150 or it could be 30.
Right.
And that's the opportunity. I'll let John...
Oh dear, if I had wheels, I'd be a bus. I mean, it could be lots of things, but I'm glad he's out. More opportunity for the Angels remaining in this. Let's see what happens.
Take that opportunity, I think.
I'm making you an offer.
I wasn't expecting that.
And the offer is this. I'll give you 25% share of the profit. I'll buy it. We'll show all this lot. If they don't want to make a bid, we'll show them what a mistake they've made. If we can buy it for 275 or less, I will buy it. Give you 25% share of the profit. That's your first offer. Ranjan might better that.
I love this. It's bread and butter. I love the way you found it. I love the deal. I think there's a great opportunity here with a quick in and out kind of flip. I think I can work with you and we can add some value to this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to give you 2 alternatives.
Two alternatives. John sighing there, but anyway, here are the alternatives, and I'll tell you what happened in a mo.
Subject to it being structurally sound. I don't care about the shopping trolleys, I don't care if the graffiti's on the wall. The smellier, the better, that's fine. But structurally, assuming structurally we get it at that range, that's fine. If I put in all the money, then I am looking for a 75% share. If we are funding it with things like a bridge, and you put in half the thing and I put in half, I'll go in with you 50-50. So option A and option B.
Now, the reason I put in 2 options, because John went straight in with his offer, and I was thinking in my head, well, that's exactly the same offer I was going to put in. So I made that offer up front, and then I thought I'd give him an alternative. And the alternative was to give him a greater share of the pie if he puts in, or if he puts in half the equity. And I thought it just gives 2 alternatives, really. Let's see what he decides to do.
But I'd love to work with you. This is bread and butter. I love the West London area. I have a lot of comfort within the M25, as you know, if you've seen my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I think I love the way you found it. It's off market. It's brilliant.
For you to understand what that would mean from you, that would be about 50 to 60 grand at least from you on the bridge idea. I would have made quite a similar offer, and I don't think I can beat it, so I'll leave it where it is.
You've got a very straightforward offer from me. Straightforward, no messing. We do need to get in, look at it. The only issue I would say is some of the trees are quite close to the building and they might have gone under the foundations. That would be an issue. But if it is, it's an issue for everyone buying it, and in which case the price comes down accordingly. You've got a similar offer from Ranjan. You will go 50-50.
50-50.
If you put
50-50 in on a bridge.
If you put 50 grand in is what you're saying, isn't it?
75-25.
You better decide what you want to do. Take it, not take one, not take the other, walk away, up to you.
Do I have any time to make a decision?
Yeah, please do. You've got about a minute. I'd have a
talk
think
to the
about
picture
it.
over
Talk
there.
to the picture. Talk to yourself and come back.
Talk to Mountbatten.
It's easy when
Kennedy.
you've got a partner.
So what's he going to decide? The tension is mounting. He's got 2 offers there and a couple of offers from me. Let's see what he decides after he's talked to the wall.
Wonder if the YouTube pitch helped you there, Ranjan.
Oh, I'd be gutted if that helps you. I'll tell you what. If I lose this,
Use it again.
Pips again on the
if
YouTube.
I lose this, I'm going home early. I'm throwing my toy.
Yeah, I'm glad they mentioned the YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified as soon as we upload. And also tell us what you think about this pitch below.
Always out my pram if I lose this. Big moment. Drum roll.
So, Ranjan, I just want to say thank you for your offer, but I'm going to have to go with John just for the basis that I wouldn't be able to put up the 50 grand to
I'm gutted! I'm gutted!
So, John, I'd like to accept your offer if that's okay.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
No, I'm absolutely gutted with that. And it would have been a cracking deal if he'd done it with me. But where did I go wrong? I mean, he's done right. I mean, John will do the deal, no problem with that. So where did I go wrong in not bagging this deal with Masood for this property in West London? Well, I gave him two options. I gave him two alternatives which he could choose from. And NLP 101 is basically the second option you give someone, the last option you present them with, should be the option you actually want them to go with. And my mistake was that the option I wanted him to kind of really go with was the one I presented first, and it kind of got forgotten about. And the more complicated putting in some money into the deal it was the second option I presented, and which was the one which was obviously at the forefront of his mind. So some learning points for me there, some learning points for you guys is, sometimes don't try to overcomplicate deals. Some property deals are very, very simple. If there's an opportunity to buy fast, to buy distressed, to buy cheap, then just bang it out, flip it on, bag the cash, move on. Masood will do well partnering with John, but I guarantee he would have had more fun partnering with me, but maybe on the next deal. Now, I should say to you guys, if you're watching this and you are doing Facebook ads or doing TikTok ads or whatever it is that you do, and you find motivated sellers with distressed properties and you want to have some help in bagging those deals, then, well, apply to be on the next elevator show. Or if you want some funding before that, then just get in touch with me. My details are here, and I'm sure we can come to some arrangement. So be in touch.
Did we get a deal?
Yes, we did.
Fantastic. Tell us what happened.
I managed to get two offers, one from Ranjan and one from John. I actually
Brilliant.
came today to find one joint venture partner, and it was nice to see that there was more interest.
So how did it end up?
So we managed to get exactly what I wanted, a little bit less on the profit split.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we're still going to go through with the deal, which is what I came here today to do. So
Excellent. And you get the experience of John as well.
exactly.
Brilliant. Well, good luck with the whole process.
Thank you, Lizzie.